In this video, you'll see how to add social login options to your WishList Member website. With social logins, your members will be able to log into your website with their existing social media and other site account credentials, which can greatly simplify the login process for your users. They won't have to remember the username and password they created just to use on your site every time they want to log in. We've all had that experience where you create a username and password to use on a subscription service, only to totally forget what it is when you have to log in again. You might have to scrounge through emails to find it, or worse, go through the tedious forgot your password process, which can be a real headache. But with the Social Logins add-on, your customers can just use the social login they already know and use all the time. Making it easier for your customers to log in will increase the chances they come back to your site, which increases your opportunities to engage with and sell to your audience. Before you get started, you'll need to have the WishList Member plugin installed in your WordPress website. So first, you need to install the Social Login add-on. To do that, just go to WishList Member here on the left sidebar and Add-ons. Then find Social Login, and then click to install and activate it. And then once the add-on's activated, when you refresh the page, you'll see Social Login added here to the WishList Member plugin. So just click on it to start setting up your logins. So the first thing you'll do is enable what providers, which are social media and other website accounts that you want to add login options for. So enabling and setting up any of these providers here will automatically add sign-in buttons for them on your login page. And they can also show up wherever you choose, which you can do with shortcodes, and we'll see how to do that later. And by the time you're watching this video, more providers may be added here. But at the time of making this, you have these 4 options. Now, before using social logins, your site members need to have an account already created on your WishList Member website. So your users will have had to already sign up for your website. And then there's 2 ways that this add-on will work for them. One is if their email used for the account on your WishList Member website is the same as the one used in their social account, like Google or Facebook, for example. In the other case is if their email used on your website does not match the one on their social account. So in the case of it not matching, the user would just have to manually connect it. And we'll see how you can let them do that later in the video. Okay, so for example, say I wanted to enable Google first. So people will be able to log in with their google.com credentials. So just click Google to enable it. And then you can see that it's currently not enabled. So just check this box to begin. And then for all these accounts, you'll see this link, View Documentation. This will take you to the support documentation pages, which has a full step-by-step guide that walks you through how to set up Google, WordPress, Facebook, or whatever it is on your end, and how to find the ID and secret to paste here. So all you have to do is click this link, and then follow those steps to set things up and get this information to paste in these fields here. So the support docs has step-by-step instructions and screenshots that guide you through the whole process of connecting each provider. So I'm not going to go through the steps here to connect Google, since if you're looking to connect a different provider, I won't make you sit through the whole video process that doesn't apply to you. But again, the support docs pages make it really easy to follow along and then get the information to paste in these fields here. So instead, I'm just going to pause the video, go through the steps to connect my Google account, and then paste in my client ID and secret that I get from Google right here. Okay, so once I went through the steps to connect my Google account, I got the client ID and the secret, and then pasted it here. And then it says it has to verify. So I'll click here to do that, and then fill out my login credentials here for Google. And once all that's done, you can see that it's verified. So now everything's linked with my Google account, and the social login button has been added to my login page. And clicking back to providers, you can see here now that Google is enabled. So again, that was just a preview of how to connect Google. And every site you see here will have a slightly different process to get it working, but for each one, you just click it, then click to enable it, and then follow the step-by-step instructions to get it enabled. So now I'm going to pause the video again to connect one other provider to use for this example. Okay, so now I have 2 connected, Google and WordPress.com. So now buttons to log in with these 2 options have been automatically added to my site's login page. Now, if I open my site in a new incognito window, so I'm not logged in as my site's admin user, so an incognito window lets you view your site like you're a brand new site visitor, not logged in at all, which is really great for testing. So once I have the page opened up, here I have my login page linked on my navigation menu. So I'll click on that. And here's my login page, my login form. And you can see these social login options have been added right here. So, say that I'm a return user to my website. So in the case of my sample site, this test user's already been on my site before, and then they've already purchased a membership to sign up for my website. So this test user already has an account created on my site. But say that they're returning to my website, and they want to log in with their Google credentials, instead of having to remember the password and username they used to sign up. And again, for this example, say that they use the same email to sign up for my site as their Gmail. So they can just come to log in, and then choose the Google option. So when they click Google, they're redirected to this page on Google to log in. So they just enter their login and their password and continue on through. And then you can see the user's logged in now. So my social login feature is working. Users can now go to my login page and sign in with their Google or WordPress.com credentials. And so long as their email address for those providers matches what's on their account on my website, they can log in. But for the other scenario, if the email the user uses on my website does not match the one on their social account, they would just need to connect it manually first to be able to log in. So once they connect it, when they return to my website, they'll be able to use those social logins. So you as a site administrator, in that case, would just need to insert a shortcode somewhere in your website that your users have access to give them the option to connect their accounts. So to show you how to do that, going back to the WordPress dashboard as my site administrator now, if I go to WishList Member, Dashboard, and down here to Tools, and Shortcode Creator, in the Shortcode Creator, you'll be able to get shortcodes that let you display the connect and disconnect buttons for your users to do this. So you could display these buttons on your member dashboard page, for example, or any other page that you want that your users have access to. So here under Integrations, you can select Social Login Connect Disconnect buttons. And here's a shortcode to display it. So you can just copy this shortcode and then paste it on your pages and posts that you want it shown. Also, you'll notice another shortcode here for login buttons. So this lets you display the login buttons to log in with your connected providers anywhere that you want on your website. But going back to Social Login, Connect Disconnect buttons, I could, just as one example, copy this shortcode, and then I'd go to Pages, and then click to edit my member dashboard page that I have right here, which my customers have access to. And then I'd choose where I want the options to be displayed. And then I would just open the block inserter, or I could just click this plus sign icon right here, and then find the shortcode block, and then insert that block, and then just paste that shortcode here. Just like that. And then save the page. Now, I'll open my site again in a new incognito window, so I'm not logged in as my site's admin user. And then I'd go to Login, and log in as a test user account that I have. So let's say that this test user has an account on my website, but they've never logged in with social logins on my website before. And their Gmail does not match the email used on my website. So once this test user is logged in, they can just go to that member dashboard page, and they can see this option to connect. So they can click here and get their Google account connected. So they would just click the button, go through the process, and get their account connected. And then once it's all connected, they can just use their Google credentials to log in when they return to my website. And also, one more thing I'll show you. In the case of a user logging in, if their emails match, they would see this notice when going to my member dashboard page after I insert that shortcode to display the connect buttons. So this would let them know that they're connected to Google. The add-on automatically registered the email as a match, so it connected it for them automatically. And that's it. You've now seen how to add social logins to your WishList Member website. See our support documentation for much more information and step-by-step guides on using social logins on your website. There, you'll see some more information on using those shortcodes to display your social login buttons too. Also, be sure to follow our blog for all of our latest tips and tricks on all things WishList Member. Thanks for watching.